The night before our wedding, my fiancé's sister got drunk and told me, "You're way better than his ex, too bad he still calls her every weekend after you fall asleep." I laughed like it was a joke. The next morning, he waited at the altar for 47 minutes before I sent him a video of my wedding with my passport and a ticket to Greece in the frame. I didn't plan for revenge. I planned for a wedding. I had binders, timelines, deposit receipts, and backup plans. I was that kind of bride. The one people joke about being too organized. But I did it because I thought it mattered. I thought marriage was forever, and if I wanted forever, I needed to start strong. My name is Demi. I'm 34. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. I work in real estate. I know square footage and neighborhood comps better than most people know their own families. I grew up in a modest home off Preston Highway. I don't come from a lot, but I built a life I was proud of. Steady, reliable. And then I met Joel. Joel was the kind of man who made you feel safe. Quiet, thoughtful, the type who never raised his voice. He worked in IT for a local logistics company. Nothing flashy, but stable. He had a dry sense of humor and this habit of bringing me coffee with sticky notes on the lid. "You got this," or "One day closer to Friday." I let myself fall for him because he felt different. Solid. The type who meant what he said. We met 2 years ago at a community fundraiser for the Louisville Free Public Library. I was volunteering, helping organize a book auction. He was doing sound setup for the guest speakers. He offered me a drink after when we got stuck untangling cords together. I wasn't even looking for someone, but Joel made it easy. The first year flew by. He met my family. I met his. His mom was nice but distant. His dad lived in Texas and didn't say much. But his younger sister Becca was the opposite. Loud, funny, always the center of attention. She liked to drink, liked to stir things up, but she was friendly to me. Sometimes too friendly. Always hugging me, always calling me sis, and sometimes giving me these weird looks when Joel wasn't around. When Joel proposed quietly, in our favorite coffee shop, just the two of us, I said yes without hesitation. We set a date, early April. A spring wedding in Bardstown, just under an hour from Louisville. The venue was a renovated barn with white drapes and twinkling lights. It looked like something out of a bridal magazine. Everything was perfect. Or so I thought. The night before the wedding, we had our rehearsal dinner at a cozy family-owned restaurant nearby. Everyone seemed happy, laughing, toasting. Joel was nervous, but excited. My mom was crying already. My dad gave a sweet speech. Becca, of course, got drunk. She was drinking whiskey straight from the glass by the end of the night. Her eyeliner was smeared. She kept interrupting people, saying inappropriate things, laughing too loud. Joel just rolled his eyes and said, "She always does this. Don't worry about her." But I should have. Later that night, back at the Airbnb we rented for the bridal party, Becca cornered me in the upstairs hallway. Everyone else was either in bed or cleaning up downstairs. She had one heel off, the strap dangling in her hand, and a half-empty tumbler of something strong. "You're better than his ex," she slurred, way too close to my face. "Seriously, way better. You're stable, normal, pretty in that Midwest way." I gave her a tight smile. "Thanks, I think." She laughed. Then she leaned in and whispered, "Too bad he still calls her every weekend after you fall asleep." I froze. "What did you say?" Becca grinned. "Relax. It's not a big deal. They're just friends. She needed someone after her dog died or something. He talks to her late. Around midnight. Every Saturday. It's not like he's cheating. Not really. He still misses her, maybe. Or maybe she just gets him in a way you don't." Then she patted my cheek like I was a child and stumbled toward the bathroom. I stood in that hallway for 5 whole minutes, heartbeat in my ears. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the times Joel left the bed late at night. Said he couldn't sleep. Said he was answering work emails. I remembered how he always turned the screen away from me, how he never left his phone face up. Around 2:45 a.m., I got out of bed. I knew his password. He'd used it to order pizza last month while I watched. I opened his laptop in the kitchen. At first, I didn't see anything. Then I found the Google Voice app. Deleted messages. A few still in the archive. A voicemail. Her voice. She called him babe. I checked the timestamps. Saturday nights. Always after 11 p.m. I found old photos she'd sent him. Videos. One was recent. She was lying in bed, wearing his college hoodie, whispering, thinking of you. Always do at night. I felt like I was falling through the floor. By sunrise, I had made a choice. I wasn't marrying him, but I wasn't just going to vanish quietly either. I packed a small bag, passport, cards, my emergency stash of cash. I sent a text to my cousin who works TSA at the Louisville airport. Asked him to help me skip the line. He owed me a favor. He agreed. I got to the airport by 9:30 a.m. I bought a one-way ticket to Greece. It was impulsive, but I needed distance. I needed something wild. Something that wasn't him. The wedding was at 2 p.m. I knew Joel would be in place by then. Waiting. Sweating. My mom would be worried. My dad would be pacing. I didn't care anymore. They'd understand eventually. At 2:47 p.m., 47 minutes after the ceremony was supposed to start, I sent Joel a video. I was on a rooftop in Athens, holding my wedding bouquet. Behind me, the city glowed under the afternoon sun. I zoomed in on my plane ticket and passport. Then I looked straight into the camera. Tell Becca I said thanks, I said, then ended the video. When I sent that video, I thought I was done with Joel. Thought I could walk away clean. But life doesn't work like that. People don't just let go. And the ones you hurt the most? They make noise. The video went viral. I didn't plan for that. I only sent it to Joel and my maid of honor, Megan. She'd been texting me nonstop after I disappeared. She was one of the few who didn't try to pressure me into anything. She just wanted to know I was safe. She was also the one who posted the video to Reddit. She blurred my face, changed our names, left out details, but the story hit. Bride leaves groom at the altar, sends video from Greece. People ate it up. Within 24 hours, it was everywhere. Memes, podcasts, BuzzFeed articles, and then Joel started calling. I didn't answer, but the voicemails got angrier. First, he was confused. Then he was pissed. Then he started begging. Demi, please. Just tell me why. Whatever Becca said, she was drunk. You can't trust her. I didn't cheat on you. I didn't. She just needed someone to talk to. That's it. You embarrassed me. My mom's heart damn near stopped. How could you? I didn't respond. I couldn't. Every time I played one of his messages, I felt sick. I wanted to believe him, but I remembered those videos. Her voice. The way she whispered, always do at night. That wasn't nothing. That was emotional cheating at best, and he hid it. But the worst part? It didn't end there. 2 weeks into Greece, I got a call from my old neighbor back in Louisville, Mrs. Langley. Sweet woman, always watching the street from her porch like it was her full-time job. Sweetheart, she said gently, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but Joel's been coming around. What? He parked outside your house 3 times last week. Just sat there. Once, he knocked on the door for 10 minutes straight. I told him you were gone, but he didn't listen. I thanked her. Hung up. Then called Megan. He's losing it, she said. His mom's blaming you for destroying the family. Becca's keeping quiet. But get this, someone sent a tip to the local news about you. What kind of tip? That you ran off with another man. That you stole money from Joel. That you've been unstable for months. It was all fake. But it spread. The worst part? My boss called. Asked if I was okay. Told me it might be best if I took some time off. My work emails got flooded with junk. Clients canceled meetings. Someone even left a 1-star review on my Zillow profile that just said homewrecker. I was being painted as the villain. And I wasn't going to let that stand. I came back to Louisville 3 weeks later. Quietly. I didn't tell anyone except Megan and my cousin at the airport. I didn't go home. I booked a hotel near downtown. Then I started gathering receipts, screenshots, call logs, video files, the emails Joel sent his ex, the dates, the times. A few texts Becca had sent me afterward, trying to clear the air. She admitted everything in writing, said she thought I already knew they still talked, that it wasn't her fault. I hired a lawyer, not for a lawsuit, just for protection. In case Joel kept showing up. In case he tried anything. Then I scheduled a meeting with his mother. She didn't know what hit her. She met me at a Panera. Came in all haughty, with her pearls and fake smile. I don't know what game you're playing, she said, but what you did to my son, I cut her off. Calm. Quiet. Pulled out my iPad. Showed her the videos. The messages. The time-stamped call logs. Her face changed. She went pale. Clutched her purse like it could protect her from the truth. You want to talk about betrayal? I said. Your son lied to me for months. I was supposed to spend my life with him. And he chose her. She didn't say a word. Just got up and walked out. Back at the hotel, I got a message request on Instagram. From Joel's ex. I'm sorry, it read. I didn't know he was still with you. He told me you two had broken up months ago. That he was only staying with you until the lease ended. She sent me screenshots too. He'd been telling her he still loved her. That he was only marrying me because it was the right thing. That I was safe but boring. That was it. That's when I decided this wasn't over. I wasn't just going to disappear. He tried to ruin my name. Now I'd ruin his. After I saw those messages from Joel's ex, something in me flipped. Not just hurt. Not even rage. It was something colder. More focused. I'd spent so long building a life with him. Planning that wedding. Picking out table runners. Tasting cake samples. Writing vows. All while he was whispering sweet nothings to a woman he swore he was done with. He played me. Lied with a straight face. And now he was playing the victim. But I had something he didn't. The truth. And a real plan. Step 1. I created a private Google Drive folder with every piece of evidence I had: screenshots, emails, videos, texts from Becca, messages from the ex. I organized it like a report. Color-coded. Chronological. Easy to follow. Then I sent it to 3 people. His boss at the logistics company, an old-school guy, real serious about workplace ethics. His church pastor, yes, Joel had been giving speeches at his church about honesty in relationships. The wedding planner, who was still chasing me for unpaid fees. I didn't say a word. Just titled the email, for your awareness. It took less than 48 hours. Joel got suspended from work. Not fired yet, but his company launched an internal review. Turns out he'd been using work time to send those messages. Even one video call to his ex from a conference room. The wedding planner dropped the invoice after reading the thread. Said she'd never seen anything like it. Sent me a private message thanking me for the warning. And then the church. That's where things blew up. The pastor emailed me personally. Said he was deeply saddened and that Joel had been removed from leading the young couples group. Apparently, Joel had just given a whole talk called Faithfulness in the Modern World 2 weeks before I left him. I almost laughed when I read it. But the biggest twist came after that. Joel's ex, her name's Samantha, reached out again. She wanted to meet. I was cautious, but I agreed. We met at a small coffee place near Cherokee Park. Neutral ground. She looked tired. Like someone who'd just woken up from a long, bad dream. He told me you were emotionally distant, she said. That you had no sex drive. That you pressured him into getting married. I didn't say anything, just let her talk. He lied to me, too. I thought maybe we still had something, but now I see. I was just a crutch. Someone he could turn to when life got too real. He used me. Just like he used you. We sat there for almost 2 hours. Compared timelines. Shared notes. Every lie Joel told started overlapping. The more we talked, the worse it got. She told me something I hadn't known. Joel had proposed to her once, 2 years before he met me. She'd said no. Wanted to travel, finish grad school. And he never let it go. Maybe he thought marrying you would prove something, she said. That he could move on. But he couldn't. By the end of that meeting, we weren't enemies. We were allies. And we had an idea. The next part wasn't revenge. Not really. It was just the truth. Told out loud. Samantha had a friend who worked at a local radio station. Small, independent, known for airing personal stories during morning segments. She pitched our story. Left out names. Just told it from the angle of 2 women, 1 man, 1 wedding disaster. They loved it. We recorded this segment in late May. A 20-minute piece, raw and real. We both spoke. No dramatics. Just facts. What happened. How it felt. What it taught us. They played it during a weekday morning drive time slot. The station's social media blew up. Everyone in Louisville heard it. Including Joel. That's when the messages started again. Long, angry rants. Accusations. Threats about suing for defamation, like he even knew what that meant. Then came the unexpected. Joel's dad called me. He said he was ashamed of his son. That he'd heard the broadcast through a coworker in Texas. That none of this surprised him. I left his mom when he was 12, he told me. I did a lot of damage. But I never lied like this. I didn't raise him to be this kind of man. He said Joel needed help. I agreed. But I wasn't going to be the one to help him. After the radio piece aired, everything changed. Joel didn't just lose face. He lost his reputation. His church turned its back on him. His job officially let him go a week later, citing misuse of company resources and unprofessional conduct. His friends, the ones who once cheered him on, either went silent or made their distance clear. But Joel wasn't the kind of man to take the fall quietly. He showed up at my old place. Pound on the door. My neighbor called the police. He posted a long rant on Facebook, some half-apology mixed with self-pity and lies. Claimed I was emotionally abusive. Claimed I'd cheated on him. That I had manipulated his sister. That I twisted things to play the victim. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Because Megan, my maid of honor, did. And she posted everything. The real timeline. Screenshots. Clips from the videos. Voicemails. A copy of the exact message Becca had sent me that night. And this time, she tagged everyone. Joel's post got taken down within the hour. His account, too. But the fallout? That stayed. Joel tried to go silent after that. Tried to move on. But small towns don't forget that easy. Especially not one like Louisville, where everybody knows somebody. Last I heard, he moved in with his mom. Was looking for work. People say he's bitter. Says he got sabotaged. Still blaming me. Still blaming Becca. Still playing the victim. As for Becca, she went quiet for a while. Then one day, she called. She was sober. Apologized again, really apologized this time. Said she never meant for things to blow up like that. She just thought I deserved the truth before marrying him. I was jealous, she admitted. Not of you. Of what you had. Of how people saw you. I knew what Joel was doing, and I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't forgive her. Not fully, but I didn't hang up either. That's something, I guess. Samantha and I stayed in touch. We weren't friends exactly, but we understood each other. There's a kind of bond that comes from surviving the same lie. She went back to school. Started seeing someone new. The real kind of new. Not some leftover string Joel kept tugging on. And me? I stayed single. Took my time. I sold the ring. Bought a solo trip to Italy. I walked the streets of Rome in silence, no phone buzzing, no man whispering half-truths in the dark. It wasn't peace, but it was a start. I made mistakes too. I ignored the red flags. I let his calm voice and good manners blind me. I wanted the storybook so bad I skipped pages. I kept telling myself he was just private, not distant. That his late-night walks were normal. That Becca's weird comments were just her being drunk. I chose not to see it. Until it was too late. But walking away wasn't weakness. It was the smartest, strongest thing I've ever done. And sending that video from Greece? That wasn't revenge. That was the closing chapter. A reminder that I was never the one who left him. He left me. One midnight call at a time.